Thinking of buying a property in Spain? Whether it's a holiday home, retirement, or investment, this video is for you. Welcome to the channel Spain Unlocked. My name is Anna, and today we'll walk you through the entire process of buying a property in Spain in 2025, legal steps, costs, and key mistakes to avoid. Let's begin. Why to purchase a property in Spain? Many people decide to either retire to Spain, relocate to Spain in general, just change their life, or maybe purchase a property as an investment. There's different types of buyers and different types of properties in our country. But why do people actually choose to purchase a property here? There's numerous reasons. It might be an investment. Obviously, people love the climate of our country, especially south parts of Spain and some islands. People enjoy the quality of life. The cost of living is also a very important factor, plus the safety in our country. Obviously, as in a lot of other countries, there might be places that are slightly less safe, in a sense that there might be issues on the streets, there might be thefts, robberies, marginal types of areas in specific cities, the worst areas to live in as it is, and to purchase a property. But overall, Spain is considered one of the safest countries, which is an additional reason to purchase a property here. Who purchase properties here? Obviously, those who are residents in Spain, those who are still not residents, but want to become ones in the nearest future. Digital nomads that work from home and want to have a home on the sunny coastal town, maybe next to the sea, in a lovely climate where you have an incredible view, even if you're working from home many hours. Those who are retired already, those who've worked their entire lives in northern countries where the climate is not as great as it is in Spain, wants a little bit more of sunshine and gorgeous weather, quality of life products, cost of living slightly lower for a retirement, and also those who just wants to start a new life here in Spain, find a job and integrate themselves into the society and the economy of our country. Can foreigners actually buy a property in Spain? This is a question that we get a lot in our migration consulting company, and many people doubt if without being a resident, you're actually able to purchase a property. And obviously the short answer is yes. You do not have to be a resident in Spain to be able to purchase your dream home in our sunny country. What you will, on contrary, need is your NI number. This is something that you will have to get, and we'll explain it to you shortly. If the property is for an investment, either short-term or long-term, and you're not planning on living here, maybe just use it for your holidays or renting it out, then you do not need to be a resident in Spain at all. But if you're planning on relocating to Spain and actually living here as a resident, then obviously, yes, you will need a residence permit. But purchasing a property as it is, only with the NIE number, it will be more than enough, plus your original passport. Does not matter if you are coming from European Union country, from Spain in general as it is, if you're a national buyer, or if you're coming from countries outside of the European Union. Any person is able to purchase a property here in Spain. This time, we will be talking only about cash purchases, the ones where you do not need any kind of mortgage. But if you're interested, we can prepare you a separate video about how mortgages work in Spain. We will prepare this video for you. If it's interesting, let us know here in the comments down below. Buying process step by steps. There's almost 10 steps that you have to take into consideration. But the good news is that it is not as difficult, because we, as the migration consulting company, actually help our clients with all these steps, each and every one of them. And it makes it way easier and stress and hassle free to purchase a property here in Spain. Let's go one by one. Find a property. Obviously, finding a property is one of the most important key initial points, because without it, you're not able to purchase anything. We are able to search properties online in different types of websites, portals. The most popular ones online probably would be Idealista or Fotocasa, Habitaclia, or simply websites of different real estate agencies. These are the widely used ones and the most common ones. And then obviously those who are private owners, those who do not have a real estate agent associated to them and are trying to sell a property on their own, they can also publish on all these websites. And you will see it as an example if it's a private owner or if it's an agency who is selling the property on the owner's behalf. Apart from that, there's a lot of groups online, which I personally do not recommend, because in these types of groups, there's quite a lot of scam and there might be issues with legal process of purchasing the property. It is always the best thing to check on the official websites as a primary base to find some interesting options. Once you found a property that is interesting for you, obviously the next point is not to make an offer, not to reserve it, not to book it, not to sign anything at all. Please do not do so. The next point would be to actually get an appointment and see the property. For those who are here in Spain, for those who are able to come for appointments, that is not an issue at all. As our clients, for example, we would be able to get you an appointment on the dates and times that are suitable for you. And if the person is not here in Spain and is not able to come, at least for now, at this moment of the purchase process, don't worry about it. We will be heading on your behalf to see the property as your legal representatives. We will check it out. We will film for you 2 videos in high definition and even a drone footage wherever it is possible. We will show you the full property on the inside, all the common areas, the building itself, and all the extras that it has, plus the second video of the area and neighborhood where it is located. What do you have immediately on the same street after you exit your building? Where are the nearest supermarkets, pharmacies, or places of your specific interest, or maybe the beach? And after this, only if you are actually interested in the property, and no, you do not need to book it at this moment. Please do not do so. Before you pay any kind of money and sign any kind of documents, please check everything. And here comes another step, which is step number 3. Do a property check. Not only inside of the property, see what the conditions are, what kind of quality it is, if they've made any kind of refurbishment, check the invoices, check for the materials, something that they've saved up, pictures, videos, anything to prove what has been changed inside of the apartment or the property itself. If there was a refurbishment, check out everything that you can. Our clients don't have to worry about it because we check it for themselves, and there are some examples. For example, the utility invoices. If there is any debt on utilities in the electricity company, water company, or gas company, if there is any. The debt concerning a comunidad de vecinos, which is a community of the owners. Usually it happens when it's a closed urbanización, a closed community where the neighbors have their own president of the community, and there is a specific administration that takes care of all the bills, all the invoices, repairs. If there's anything needed to be done, they ask for the garden supply to come check, cut the grass, the palm trees. Every now and then it's necessary and legally obligatory to do so if there's any palm trees on the area. So all of it needs to be checked. If there's any kind of debt, we will find it. So we check all of it. If there's any kind of big pending refurbishment, renewals inside of the property that administration knows of, but the buyer does not know about, we need to check that as well. If something is about to be approved and it's a big quantity, substantial amount, we will let you know. If there's any other kind of debt in terms of taxes on this property, if there's any mortgage pending on it, if they've paid annual taxes for the property, which is IBI, in Spain it's an annual property tax. if they've paid this one, if there's any kind of issues with the property, we will know it and we will let you know so that you could make the best decision whether you want to continue with this property or whether you prefer to actually search for something that might not have so many issues. Another point is that even if there is any kind of debt on the property owner might say that he will pay all of it off by at the moment before, better to say, the moment of actually selling it to you. And no attorney, no notary office in Spain will actually approve the deal if there is something pending from the seller's side. So don't worry about it. Notary offices are for this, the attorneys are for this. We, as legal consultants, are for this. And never, ever, ever, any property will be sold if there is debt with it. Next step would be hire a lawyer. Even before probably all these steps, the -1 step, like the 0 step, would be to hire a lawyer or a legal advisor as us, for example, or any kind of real estate agent, representative, lawyer, etc. It is not necessary in Spain to actually contract a lawyer, but a legal representative, a consultant, a real estate agent, yes. It is highly recommended because like this, you will not need to worry about all of this that we're talking about, these previous steps, checking the property, the background, all the debt, if it's actually a good condition property, if there's any issues with it, with the structure, for example, all of it will actually be known. And usually the legal representatives are the ones who take care of all of these issues and let it know to the sellers directly once they figured it out. So you don't need to go anywhere, which is very efficient, very comfortable, and you will make sure that there's no mistakes in this purchase process. Obviously, it comes with a cost. The cost highly depends on the area, on the knowledge of the legal advisor, of the consultant that you will be signing the contract with for the purchase services. Is it worth it? That's already each and everyone's personal decision. But in my opinion, yes, it's stress-free, it's hassle-free, and you are making sure that you will actually get a property that is worth your hardly earned money, and you will not have any issues with it, at least in the nearest future. Let's continue with the next step, and it would be to actually get the NIE number. It is possible to get the NIE number quite fast, quite efficient. The only thing that you will need is to get an appointment in the national police. It's done online. If it's for our clients, we do it online for you. We get the appointment, we prepare the forms, we pay the tax for you to get the NIE number. Every necessary document, we'll let you know which one these are. But basically, it's if you're coming from European Union, you just need your passport, your copy of passport, the form, the tax, a picture of yourself, like a passport type of size for the passport. And then you will also need to let them know why you're purchasing, why you need the NIE number. If it's for property purchase, perfect. Immediately on the same day after we go out from the national police, you will already have your NIE number and you will be ready almost to go. Next step is to open a Spanish bank account. Usually, whenever you need the NIE number, on the same day, we try to open you a bank account so that we would do all the things at once. And like this, you would be ready to go. Open a bank account. If you're not a resident here in Spain, it's not an issue. Not all banks will, let's say, allow you to do it easily. Some banks will just say no once you get your residence permit, or once, if you book any kind of products with us, then maybe yes. But if it's not the case, then no. But there are some banks such as CaixaBank, which we personally work with. Santander, we've also tried, and it's a good bank and it works very well for property purchase especially, and they're efficient with checks and bank transfers, which is very important in these types of deals, trust me. Then BBVA is also one of the better banks. These would be probably top 3 I would recommend in our country to open up the account. You will need to show the proof of funds, where these money are actually coming from, the ones that you will use for the property purchase. And for this, a contract of a property you've sold back in your country, bank statements from your country, whichever proof of that money was legitimately deposited on your bank account will be enough for the bank to open the account. If you're coming from US, you will need your social security number. You might need your latest tax forms, like tax return, for example. It just depends which country you're coming from. If you need some more information, don't forget that you can get the initial consultation on our website, and you can also message us through our email or our work WhatsApp number, so that you could know exactly in your case what will you need for this whole purchase process. Next step, once you've found a property and you've checked its background, that everything's fine, everything is great, there's no debt, it's hassle-free, it's good to go, then we're making the offer and making the reservation. Once the property owner obviously accepts the offer, if it's not possible for whatever reason, make the purchase immediately. Usually it takes some time to prepare the documents and get all the latest certificates that the property is debt-free. Usually there is a small reservation made, and it depends widely on the property owner. Sometimes it might be 500 euros, sometimes it might be 1,200 euros. Rarely it's slightly more than that, because this is just the reservation to take the property off the market and stop all the visits. While the contract of arras, contrato de arras, is being prepared. This contract is bonding already. Okay, this is very, very important to understand. While the reservation is not so serious because it's a smaller amount, the contrato de arras is a bonding contract. There you will need to pay the 10% of the property value. And this contract will state that you have a full will to actually purchase the property. If you will say no for whatever reason, you will lose your deposit of 10%. If the property owner, for whatever reason, cancels the transaction, then property owners usually have to give back your deposit plus another identical sum of money. So basically, double, sometimes even triple the value that you've given to the property owners while signing the contrato de arras. Thus, as you can see, this paperwork is already slightly more serious. Once this contract is signed, the property is almost yours. Then what you need to do is actually to get the date for the notary office, for the attorney, for the deal to go smoothly, and for the selling purchase contract signing. This appointment has to be taken in advance. Usually notary offices give you timing somewhere week time from now, for example, or around 2 weeks time. So it has to be done slightly in advance, but usually it's either a real estate agent or us as legal advisors who are taking all the role, and we are getting these appointments for our clients and preparing all the necessary paperwork for the deal to go as smooth as possible for you and stress-free. Thus, once we have the appointment, we start preparing all the documents and we start preparing the check from your bank account. We will know exactly how much money will you need. It's one check if the property doesn't have any mortgage pending from the seller side. If there is still a mortgage, we'll prepare 2 checks from your bank account. One will be to fully cover the mortgage first, and then the remaining sum, if there is any, will be left to the owner or owners at the notary office, at the attorney, and there is where the deal is being made. The attorney checks out all the paperwork, all the debt-free certificates, the payments that were already made from your side, checks your documents, our documents as legal representatives, the property owners so far documents, the selling part, and the real estate agent that they've had for themselves, if it was the case. And after checking everything, they read you the contract of purchase/selling for both parts. And once you give them the check to the notary, as it is to the attorney, you can sign the deed. And the check goes directly to the property owner, and they have to give you the keys at this exact moment. From this moment, the property officially is yours. Congratulations. But it's not over still. It's a long process to go. And at this moment, you will need to worry about these following things. First of all, Apart from purchasing a property, you know that there are some taxes that you will need to pay. And the taxes plus some extra costs that you will incur are around 11 to 13% of the property value. 10% will go apart from the purchase price. 10% will go for the tax of the property purchase, which is ITP, Impuesto de Transmisiones Patrimoniales in Spain, or the IVA, depending if it's a second home or if it's a brand new, recently built property. But 10% in Valencian community it is. And the additional 1 to 3% will be to cover the notary costs, because usually the buyer is the one who's in charge to cover these, and for the registration of the property on your name instead of the previous owner, plus any kind of legal document that the notary will need to do for you. There is some additional costs for that, for actually working with your paperwork. To pay the taxes, you will have exactly 1 month maximum time from the moment that you will sign the purchase contract. Some people do actually say that there is also an agent's commission, but usually it's not the case. If you want to have an attorney or a legal representative, obviously that is on your behalf. That is your cost to assume, to pay. But the agent's cost, if the property owner had an agent advertising the property and making all the visits, you do not need at all to cover its commission. It's the property seller's part to cover the commission of the selling purchase deed that you've just made. So it's property owner, the previous one, the seller, who needs to pay the commission fees, not yourself. What are the most common mistakes that you need to avoid while purchasing a property here in Spain? First of all, is not to have any kind of attorney, any kind of real estate agent, legal representative, no one. Try and do it by yourselves. This is the first mistake that you could make, and a lot of people actually do it and then incur into not very pleasant situations here. Sometimes people try to scam them. Sometimes they don't tell all the truth about the property, and it just makes things more difficult and worse. And eventually you are actually in need to get a good specialist that will help you out to purchase a property without any kind of issues. The second point would be to do not check all the background of the property and a possible debt that it might have. We've spoken about it already in the previous steps. Purchase a property without knowing exactly where it is located. This is very common for buyers overseas, those who are outside of Spain in general, that are not coming for visits with us or just with other real estate agents. And it is something that we do. This is why we make you a video. This is why we have us, to give you all the information, detailed information, videos, images, whatever you need to inspect the area and make sure it is suitable for you. Without it, you can check online maps, you can think that it's close, but you do not actually know what is the type of people that live there, what is the economical situation, if it's a good neighborhood or if it's bad. A lot of the times, property owners or real estate companies will not tell you the entire truth about the neighborhood, because obviously they want to make a sale. But especially cheaper neighborhoods, there are many issues that once you buy there, it's going to be very, very difficult to sell, because unless there is another person that was not informed exactly as you were, those who live here know perfectly well if it's a good area to live and invest and purchase a property, or if it's not the case at all. The last step probably would be to sign the paperwork that you do not know what it means exactly, that does not have a translation to the language that you know and speak freely, or not to have any kind of translator at all with you during these deeds. We also act as official translators when we represent our clients. Thus, we are able to go with you. We translate you if you do not speak any Spanish or just the tiniest bit and you need help. So we will translate everything for you. But if it's not the case, make sure, please, to actually find someone who will be able to translate every single document that you will be receiving from the property owner or from their real estate agent. It is very important, because some most simple mistakes are done because people do not understand what the contracts, reservations, any kind of legal paperwork, certificates do actually mean. Please don't make this last mistake. And now the question for $1 million quiz. What are the best regions to purchase a property here in Spain? Obviously, if we speak about the weather, Valencian community, Costa Blanca mostly, which is where we are located, is one of the best regions that you can find in terms of quality of life, the weather, climate, the type of people who are living here. They're so friendly, helpful. There's a little bit of everything, but overall, people here are really, really pleasant. They're smiling, they're helpful, friendly. You will make friends in no time. And it's just a lovely, pleasant, safe, and quality place where to live. Andalusia also might be a very, very good option. In general, interior parts, depending on what you like, if you prefer to live next to the seashore, if you love mountains, nature more, or a big city, obviously take into consideration that the biggest cities such as Madrid, Barcelona, Valencia, or some others are the most expensive places to live in, and you need to love the city, because if not, you will be easily overwhelmed with everything that is happening there, with the stressful, fast life, with the amount of people, with the amount of buildings, tall buildings surrounding you, and no way to escape to the nature whatsoever. Thus, many people prefer this area that is slightly quieter, in a sense that there are big buildings too. There's even skyscrapers, which is the case of Benidorm town. But still, at some points, wherever you look, you can see either the sea, some green trees, plants, flowers, like these ones right here. You can see mountains surrounding you, some fresh air. It's just very different from all the other places. Some of the final tips that we might give you in this case to end our video of today would be: talk to people, ask people questions online, check out groups of people who live here. Ask below our videos, maybe other fellow travelers and people have some more information. Contact us if you need some specific personalized consultation regarding the property purchase or even rentals, whatever you need to know about Spain. We have this information for you, and you will immediately get your answer that you're looking for. Check out the different groups. Travel if you have a possibility to visit the area before you will purchase something here. Do it. Do it, please. Visit different types of neighborhoods, different types of cities. Check it all out. See where the services are located, if it would be suitable for you or not. And like this, obviously, you will be even more certain of the area that you will choose for your future home here in Spain. This channel is just starting to grow, thus there's plenty of brand new videos that will be available for you here slowly but surely. Hopefully in the nearest future, we will be able to increase videos to maybe 3 videos a week instead of the 2 that we're usually doing on Tuesday and Saturday. So we will try our best, but videos from all our region of Costa Blanca, Calpe, Alicante, Benidorm, Altea, Albir, Villajoyosa, San Juan, Torrevieja, Murcia, Moraira, Teulada, Valencia, all this region will be covered shortly here on the channel. And then while we'll be traveling, we will also be showing you other regions such as Castellón, Malaga, Andalusia, North Spain, even if you're interested. Let us know which areas would you like us to cover the most, and we will prepare interesting videos for you with property prices for rentals, sales, with all the useful information about these services, the quality of life, everything that you should know if you're considering on living in this particular area. Will be here available shortly for you, so make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for some interesting upcoming videos. And last but not least, if you got any questions, don't be shy. Write us down in the comments below this video. We answer everyone as soon as we can. Thank you for accompanying us in today's video. We hope it was useful for you and it had some interesting, important information for you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing to our channel and helping us reach more people interested in the life in Spain. And we'll see you in a new video here on the channel already on the upcoming Tuesday. Goodbye.